What's up everyone, Max Power here and welcome back. Today we're testing out another cool deck. This is actually going to be a rogue deck, something that came out about a year or so ago. It's been overlooked, but we want to see if it's still successful today. And specifically we're looking at the Lunatone Solrock deck, or as I call it, the Lunarock, powered by Mewtwo VStar. The whole point of this deck is very simple. You want to load up your bench with as many Solrock as possible. This will help energy accelerate to your Lunatones with his Sun Energy ability. Once per turn you get to grab a Psychic Energy from the discard pile and add it to a Lunatone in your bench or active. Why do you want to load up the Lunatone? Well, it's Moon Kinesis attack. It does 30 more damage for each Psychic Energy attached to this Pokemon. Psychic Pokemon usually have a similar version where they always ramp up on damage depending on the number of energy attached, and this is a concept that the Gardevoir EX deck today plays, particular the Shining Arcana one with its Brainwave. It's very useful, and this is actually a bit handier because it's in the form of a basic 90 HP Pokemon searchable with Level Ball. And if that's not enough, we have the offensive firepower of Mewtwo VStar. Purge for 2 energy. You get to discard up to 3 Psychic Energy from your Pokemon, not just Mewtwo, and it does 90 per. So in other words, you could be dishing out to 270 damage if you attach a Choice Belt, doing 300 pretty much, and that can knock out anything in the game, which works very well. As well as this V-Star Power Star Raid for the 2 energy. You get to do 120 damage to each of your opponent's Pokemon V. This is useful in certain matchups in particular, like Mew VMAX for example, maybe some other ones, anything running Palkia. And then it makes it difficult for them to stay in the game because you're going to be picking prize cards left and right. We are running one line of Ralts and Kirlia for its refinement ability. If you happen to have a Greninja, you can also do it with this as well, so that you can discard a card from your hand or an energy and draw 2 cards. There's a lot of Pokemon that do this as well, such as Thievul from Brilliant Stars. Its trade ability, same. Something that helps us rotate our Pokemon in and out, or cross switcher. You get to use this to switch your Pokemon, but also your opponent's Pokemon, as long as you play 2 copies of cross switcher at once, which is why we're playing 4. Fog Crystal helps us search for basic energy or Pokemon in the psychic form. Very useful for this matchup. Heavy Ball, in case you need to search any basic Pokemon from your prizes, you get to pluck them out. Level Ball is a star of the show to help us get those Lunatone and Solrock out as we need them, as well as Nest Ball, and I believe this version doesn't have any copies of Ultra Ball, but that's another option you can include, as well as Rescue Carrier, something that's very essential to this deck because you get to recycle your 90 HP Pokemon back to your hand from your discard pile. So 2 to 3 copies is essential so you can get your Solrocks or Lunatones back. Trekking Shoes accelerates this to make it a little more of a turbo build, as well as Pokestop and Cynthia's Ambition. Whenever a Pokemon gets knocked out, you get to draw until you have 8 cards in your hand. Very useful. And Avery, if you want to draw some cards, but also nerf your opponent. We also have Raihan, you already know what that does, as well as Professor's Research. If you guys are excited, let me know. Really appreciate you taking the time to watch this video. I'm actually selling a very similar version of this deck on my eBay store. I highly recommend you check it out if you're interested. And let's see if this deck is still useful even in the Paldea Evolved format. We're actually about a week away from Obsidian Flames coming out, which it might not be exciting for some people depending on what it is you're looking for. It does have a lot of good stuff for competitive play. The really amazing looking Charizards that are in it, that's something else if you're interested. Apart from that, some people are saying it's going to be a dud set, but who knows. I would definitely not knock it until you try it or check it out for yourself. And it's definitely going to be a burden against Psychic Pokemon. This deck wants to go first so that we can just set up, but it doesn't matter if you go second, that's okay. Really, we just want to load up on Solrock and Lunatone. The sooner we do this, we get to have something to work with. I'm actually going to start with the Solrock so I can attach and retreat. We also have 2 supporters and Pokestop to help us get to where we need to go. These look like Great Britain flags. NTV, okay. We've got a Mewtwo VStar. I'm going to play down this Lunatone. I'm going to attach for turn. I will be playing down the Pokestop. Do we want to rotate right now? Probably not. Let's go ahead and Pokestop, see what we can get first. shoes, and we get up to, oh, that's not bad at all, actually. I will keep that, just in case. I will be retreating, because why not? We already have the rescue carrier in hand. And since we did that, we can go ahead and start accelerating energy right away, so otherwise it would have been pointless to retreat right away. Let's pass for now. We've got two Entei V staring us down in the face against a little moon and a little sun. Now, is this the basic version of this deck, or has the opponent been playing around with it? They're playing Dodrio V. They've definitely done some sort of addition to it, but what is the main fiddle here? What is the focus of that deck, I should say? They pass. Okay. Let's go ahead and play down Mewtwo, very important. I'm gonna attach this one actually, and the rescue carrier is gonna go down the drain, but honestly I want to research so I can, let's Pokestop first, again. Okay. Fog crystals are great. Curlia hurts, but let's go ahead and rest. We can't do anything with that. Let's Fog Crystal for, what do we want to do with that? Let's get the Lunatone out. I'm gonna get another energy out. Okay. I could use Rescue Carrier, but I need the Curlia to go back to the deck. So that's a little unfortunate. I'm gonna go ahead and just Professor's Research. Fresh hands. We've got another Solrock down. That's great. Good trekking shoes. Cross switcher. Let's keep it. You never know when you might need it. Heavy ball to see what's in our prizes. We got Ralts, but we can't use it, unfortunately. Unless we have a way to get that Curlia back, and we don't have Super Rod in this deck, so I'm just going to kind of hold that. I will accelerate that energy we discarded. Oop. And we can start chipping away at that poor Entei. 120. Now the bad thing is, if he has another energy attachment, it's going to knock out this Lunatone, but I do have a second one waiting and a third one waiting in my hand. And the deck has the fourth one, so we're not really too concerned with that. We'll let it Fleet Foot and Burning Rondo and do all the stuff it wants. We're going to just be knocking it out next turn anyway. Or so we will, because 120 more will be 240. GUEX, what does this thing do? This has a really cool special art rare, but I have no idea. Okay, let's pay attention to the match at hand. Mewtwo's not a bad idea, and eventually we want to use it. I don't think we can actually, because we got rid of it. So we will learn to live with that. Okay. We're gonna play down the other Lunatone. I'm going to accelerate some energy, first and foremost. We have 3 in the discard, good to know. I could manually attach, but I don't think we need it right now. Not necessarily. I think I will go ahead and Raihan so I can get the third energy and search out another Solrock. That's actually going to be very useful for us. Here it is. And this is pretty much going to set us up for the next turn. They actually cannot attack after this, so I will be manually attaching to the... yeah, I'm going to go ahead and just manually attach with this because we're going to overkill this Entei, but then after that we're going to cream them. Focus up. See if we can get more energy in the discard. Trekking shoes, that's huge, and we just lost a Mewtwo VStar. But actually, as you see, we are rolling. No. Research. We have too many research in this deck, but as you can see, it's very useful. Nest Ball for later. Let's go ahead and attack right now. Bye-bye Entei. We take our first 2 prize cards, so we're just like that. We're ahead in the prize race. And we're getting 2 and 1, or 4 and 1. Okay. So we got Cross Searcher in hand, ready to go if we need it. Next turn we're dealing 150 damage. Unless we accelerate more energy, but I don't know if we do have... We've got one... We don't have enough. But we can certainly change that with Professor's Research. Don't have to, don't need to be that aggressive. Let's see what our opponent does. Now, has the opponent conceded? Did they rage quit? What is going on? Sometimes people get bored, or when they see something that they cannot overcome, they just walk away. Or if it's the mobile version of the game, maybe they got a phone call and they're like, you know what, I didn't think I was gonna get crushed this quickly. Okay, so we see the second Entei. It can Fleet Foot, which is great, draw one extra card, but it can't attack this turn. And I don't mind loading up this Lunatone with energy because we keep recycling that energy. Eventually we'll want to manually attach to the Mewtwo V so it can do its own thing, but we did get rid of the Mewtwo VStar, which is unfortunate. You can also, honestly, if you really wanted to, you can consider playing Arceus VStar in here because it helps you kind of with that setup similar to what Mewtwo can do. Well, they both have VStar abilities or attacks, but you pick and choose depending on what your needs are at the time. So the plan here is to continue chipping away at their Pokemon with Lunatone or Lunatone because they simply don't have an answer for it. And they don't have a single prize attacker or anything that can attack quickly. So let's see how we can ramp this up. Let's Sun Energy, see if we can get to that total. I don't think we can. Doesn't mean we should not try. 6, so 30, 60, 90, 120, 150, 180, 210. We're actually 20 away, and I don't think... Oh, we can play Avery and see if we can draw another one. We cannot. We do have an extra Solrock, but we can't use it. However, we can Pokestop because we don't really need anything else. We got rid of the Mewtwo, but not the energy. I think I'm going to just kind of leave it. Or you know what? We can cross switch her. Okay, they conceded. I don't see how or why, but there you go. I guess they realized they could not do or handle it any further. So that was a quick game. It's pretty simple. I did kind of recklessly get rid of Mewtwo and the Kirlia. But let's see how we can fare with one more match. At the very least, I'm pretty sure we can either get through it quickly or what have you. If you're playing the TCG live, definitely don't forget to collect your prizes, especially if you unlock tiers or you level up, so to speak. We got a booster pack. We'll check that out later. We got the daily quest. We're about to meet the second daily quest. So let's go ahead and play at least one other match. This is a very simple deck to pick up. I've actually had it listed as a beginner to intermediate custom starter deck. It's something that it's honestly very fun, very easy to pick up and use. You can definitely take it with you to your locals and play. Let's try Tails Never Fails. Or you know, you can change it up. I would definitely, something to consider is make sure you have Fall Crystals, make sure you have Level Balls. Pokestop can help you just kind of make it turbo-y, as well as the trekking shoes. And you can definitely have fun with it. It's not expert level, it might not win you like a world championship or anything like that, but it is something that you can help you get your feet wet in the game. I like this hand. They are playing Chien-Pao. I would be a little scared, but this is interesting. How would it fare against this kind of a matchup? Another deck that is very prominent lately in the meta. I really enjoyed playing Chien-Pao EX myself. There are people that are playing it without Baxcalibur, and some that are playing it with Arceus as well, just because I guess they prefer it over Palkia. I like it with Palkia personally. Let's see what kind of build they have, or if they're even playing this game. They are. They're loading up the bench, so maybe... Yeah, we're drawing all the mulligans we can. That's perfect. Done. Radiant Greninja. It should be an easy knockout if we can attach those energy quickly. So let's Fog Crystal for the energy to pluck that out. Or do we want Rot? I think we want Rot. Yeah, so we can kind of use Curlia, and that can help us get to where we need to go as well. We're gonna do one Mewtwo, one Rot, and we need to save the rest of the bench for Solrock. So, I'm gonna manually attach as I did before. And I think we can hold the hand or attach already. How do we want to do this? He's not going to be able to attack us anytime soon. So let's just retreat into the Lunatone. Accelerate the energy. We'll be one step closer to attacking next turn. Now we do need at least 5 energy to hit that Greninja because it has 130 HP. And we'll be dealing 120 with the 3 energy. If we can get 4 in total, that's enough to get us the knockout. We've got Chien-Pao. Are they going to retreat and use the Shivery Chill? I definitely would. The whole point of this deck is to accelerate your energies into your hand, and then Baxcalibur can kind of move them at will with its Super Cold ability. What are they going to do? Irida, an excellent supporter to start with. Lets them get a water Pokemon and an item card from the deck. Excellent. Battle VIP pass is a must, especially since you can use it first turn. What are they going to get? Because they already have 2 Chien-Paos. I would probably get one other Frigibacks. There it is. Squawkabilly. Or as Austin John Plays call it, Squawkability. Let's see if Squawk is going to use its ability. Oh, what? Why would you not use... The whole point of Squawkabilly is to use its ability first turn, but they did not do that. Okay. Let's research. I know I'm getting rid of a bunch of stuff, but we got to draw. And throw away those psychic energy. Perfect, that's what I wanted. We are going to Tracking Shoes. Let's keep this one just in case. But if we get another one, I'm going to say no. We want to... You know what? Yeah, because we already have enough to accelerate through Solrock. That's the same thing. Okay. Here we go. Sun Energy. Sun Energy. And one more will take us to the Promised Land. Do I have anything I can rescue carrier back? I do, the Lunatone, but we're going to hold off on that for now. Let's go ahead and attack it. Yeah, take some prize cards. If their setup is reliable, they will already have Rare Candy and one of the Pokemon they need. But they did not use any of their abilities last turn. No Shivery Chill, no Squawk and Seize, so that Squawk ability is useless. And we could probably target down the Squawk ability if we have the cards to do so. Easy knockout, easy 2 prizes. So they got backs. There we go. Great. Now, are they going to accelerate the energy over? Next turn, we're going to promote one of the Solrock. I'll put in another Lunatone, thanks to Rescue Carrier, and we'll just start this all over again. No issues there. I kind of need Curlia though, because if not, I'm not going to be able to draw through and get the cards I need. But this is a good showing because we're going up against one of the more popular decks in the format right now, as I said in the beginning of this match. They have 2 energy, that's enough to knock out Lunatone. I'm not worried at all because they're only taking 1 prize card. Candace, not a bad card, but that's a huge whiff. Candace lets you look at the top 7 cards of your deck and take any water energy or Pokemon. They only found 1 water energy and that's it. That's weak. Super weak. I think the strategy here would be to try to take out that Baxcalibur, because then they have no energy acceleration. We need Boss or Cross Switcher. Boss or Cross Switcher can get us there. Play one of the rescue carriers. Get both our Lunatones back. Boom. I think Raihan can. No, it can't. Ugh. Raihan can get us boss for next turn. Yeah, let's try it. Let's see. See, heavy ball. Let's just take a look and see what's there. Oh, I definitely need that. Glad we checked. I might have to give up on the Ralts next turn and just have a 4th Solrock, but let's... we don't have a way to manually attach, so let's... how many do we have in this card? We have 3 more. We are going to need to either pivot or attach or draw or something. Let's use Raihan because we have way too many resources here we're wasting. Okay, boom. Now what can help us? Mewtwo VStar can, but we need the energy acceleration. We can get Courier to help us draw. The ideal card here would be Boss, but we don't have Boss in this deck, I don't believe. Pokestop. Let's get the Curlia, because why not? Okay. I will Refinement, get rid of the Nest Ball. That is pretty good. Get a Fog Crystal for an energy. We're going to retreat into the Lunatone. We used all 3 of those. I'm going to just manually attach. And we can't pivot around the Chien-Pao, so we're just going to punch it right in the face. Moon Kinesis. It will have 7 HP left. He needs 2 energy to retreat. He can get the 2 energy to attack, but then he's leaving a liability on the field, in which case I will prize trade and be ahead in that. But let's see. Let's take a look. If you guys are enjoying this gameplay video, please let me know. Leave a like on the button, comment, subscribe, notifications, all that stuff. They had 5 energies in hand. Why would they even... Okay, because they're setting up their future attackers. Alright, fine. Let's keep going, honestly. I mean, we have another rescue carrier in hand, so I don't need to research right now. And level ball, so that can get me my next attacker. And Solrock again. Avery's an excellent card. Okay, so what we're gonna do right now, let's Refinement first. Get rid of the research, because I feel like I can get all the other things I need with it. Oh, there you go. So, Avery. Perfect. And now they have to get rid of either... Oh, that's a difficult one for them. Yep. Get rid of that Frigibax. Okay. Loading up on the Lunatone. We do have to have at least 3, and that does 120 damage, so we don't need to put more, not yet. I do need to manually attach to the Solrock so I can retreat. And I can cross switch now that I think about it, but no, we don't want to do that. We don't want to do that right now. We can cross switch next turn after we knock out this Chimpao and take more prize cards. Retreat. It's a Lunatone. Don't need to do anything else. Let's attack. So next turn he's going to go for the other Chimpao that he has that's already loaded with energy. I've got Cynthia's Ambition, and that's a great arsenal there. I would like to cross switch her into the either Squawk ability or the Bax Caliber. If I do the Bax Caliber, he can't accelerate energy, but if I do the Squawk ability, that's just 2 free prize cards. And then the last one is Slim Pickens. But let's see. The opponent has 4 prize cards remaining and we have only 3. So even though it seems like it's a slow and steady approach, it kind of is. But we're having success against Chimpao. And unfortunately, this is a good lesson to, you know, you got to be able to exploit your abilities whenever you have them available, even as early as turn 1. You got to make sure to not put down a Pokemon if you're not going to use the ability. The Squawk ability, that's a huge liability. I don't know why they did that. Definitely not a smart play. I want to be able to play the Mewtwo, but I haven't really been able to set up for it. VStar's in the house. That's not bad. What do we get rid of? And we're finding a way to use Solrock because everything else is pretty useful at this time. Pokestop is great. Let's see. Level ball for the Lunatone just to guarantee it. Slap him down. We have plenty of energy in the discard, so I guess we don't need to use Pokestop at this time. I can rescue carriers the 2 pieces back, right? Cross switcher. Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna cross switcher into Vax. Punch. Should we do that? Let's evolve Mewtwo. Just to scare him. Yeah, let's do that. Cross switcher into the Lunatone. I'm gonna pull their Bax Caliber. Lunatone. Kinda wish I had the bench freed up so I can just get more energy. Gonna leave him with 10 HP left. And he's forced to accelerate 3 energy if he wants to attack with the Bax Caliber. So actually that's really good pressure if you think about it. And what does this thing do? 8. Ooh, you know what? Let's try Cynthia's Ambition because our Pokemon was just knocked out. Pretty good. Trekking shoes. Yes, I do want to put that in my hand. And let's just attack. Boom. 10 left. Now the opponent might not be in the worst place currently, but if they don't have enough energy, they're going to lose that Bax Caliber, and that is pretty much what they are facing with right now. They've got a fairly large hand with 7 cards in it. 7 cards. I definitely could have played this a little bit better, but unfortunately I have Mewtwo and Kirlia on the bench. If you had 4 Solrock, that would make it super crazy on the bench. Because then that means you have, you know, 4 or 5 energy in 1 turn, every single turn. And if that Solrock survives, it can knock out a lot of things in the game. So let's see what they got. they are able to use the Pokestop, which can actually not knock out, but they can lose resources. Can this help them get an energy? But he is stuck in the active. You can't use Chien-Pao. Not the ability anyway. This deck, I just realized, it's a pretty good idea if you add Path to the Peak because you're not really hurting any of your Pokemon's abilities. You're really nerfing your opponent, so I don't have any, but it's a pretty good option if you want to consider adding Path just to kind of block your abilities. How's he going to move this around because he doesn't have Skater's Park? Or maybe he does. Maybe he does. Retreats. Squawk. That's a big mistake, dude. Okay, I get why, but like that's a bad use of resources. So bad. So bad. Okay. I don't think I want to use anything else. I just want to attack at this point. Rescue Carrier gets us back, Lunatone and Solrock. Maybe we can do that. And we get one of each. Too bad I can't add them back to the deck, at least not yet. If I had Bruno, I could. I'm gonna accelerate energy, because that's what we can do. How many do we have? Who cares? A bunch. If I had a second Solrock Lunatone, it'd be great to just load up right now. I have it in hand, but I don't have the bench space for it, and I don't think I want to draw anymore. Everything is super useful. Kind of loaded up. Let's just attack for 210. Take 2 prize cards, and then our opponent only has they can attack us, but I only have 1 prize card remaining. Yep. If we had a Raihan for next turn, that'd be perfect setup. Maybe they have boss. We did just leave the Mewtwo. Oh, we could have attached to it. Oh man, forgot. Rookie mistake. But see, that's the whole point. You want to load up on your Solrocks, your Lunatone with a lot of energy. You want to be able to manually attach from your hand to the Mewtwo, set him up for Psy Purge or Star Raid whenever applicable, and it'll just kind of help you get ahead in the right situation. Here, Chien-Pao has the attack power, it has the offense for it, but it's going to waste because all he's facing is a bunch of 1-prizers. 90 HP, fetchable with Level Ball and Bog Crystals. That's kind of that's the name of the game. Again, slow and steady. It might not seem like the sexiest option or the coolest way to win, but you have success playing a deck like this, especially with being a 1-prizer going up against multi-prize decks, which are almost always going to be the popular play in any format, really. Now, what is he gonna do here? It'd be a good idea to accelerate to the Lumineon and then just kind of attack, and his attack takes him back to the deck. So you get to recycle that ability from Luminous Sign. So what are we doing here? Honestly, if you had to choose, Solrock has been the MVP of the game. It really has. It's kind of it is the engine that makes this deck work. Otherwise, it would be completely useless, pointless, however you want to say it. Same as always, manually attach, retreat, get in there. We're gonna Sun Energy times 3. And maybe this turn I get to manually attach to my Mewtwo so that we can kind of end the game with some Psy Purge action. Oh wait, no, I already attached to the Solrock, that's right. Yeah, whatever, that's fine. We don't need to do anything else at this time, quite frankly. I guess we can Curlia for Nest Ball. We have too many research. We need more Raihans. I'm not gonna Pokestock because then we're gonna risk decking out. Don't need to do that at this time. Chien-Pao has 100 energy left. So, what are the win cons? Frigibax, Baxcalibur, or that Chien-Pao right now. If the opponent attacks us, they are done. They just are. Simply put. Rescue Carrier is a huge bolster in this deck because, as you can see, I've been able to recycle the Lunatone, the Solrock fairly easily to no cost. They go straight to my hand. I just play the next one down. Solrock, he hasn't even tried to attack any of them. I would have probably gone for them, but there's just too many of them. I've seen all 4 Solrock. I have 3 on the bench, 1 in my hand. It's ready to go. He wants to blast my Mewtwo VStar. There you go. That was his win con. I knew it would happen at some point. Most decks just run the boss's orders. That's a GG for our opponent. But you see how close that match even went to. Like it's got firepower. And if I played this a little bit better, I could have been using VStar myself. But so there it goes. Hope you guys enjoyed this display. There was a lot of attack, offense being fired back and forth. But hopefully this gives you an idea of how this deck plays and how similar ones can as well. Gardevoir was inspired in part, at least, from this deck. And as you can see, we even ended up doing more damage than the Chien-Pao deck overall. Look at that, 900 versus 8. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for taking the time today. And check out the eBay store. We've got some stuff there, some cards. I have sealed products. I want to put some graded cards on there soon. I want to continue putting decks that you guys can use either in your locals or playing with friends with some stuff as well, accessories. Let me know what you think, and until next time, have a great one.